Bro, Megan Thee Stallion already got Klay Thompson switching the style up. That man is rocking the low-cut Caesars with the deep waves. He cut all that hair off. He say, look, I gotta look the part.
As somebody who's been a fan of Klay Thompson for years, it's so funny to see now that he's with Megan Thee Stallion. Other people are realizing just how dorky this man is. Like, I'm seeing all the discourse about his comments like, oh boy, it's already 8 o'clock and Megan gifted me this watch. She's such a sweet lady.
Hey y'all, something very interesting is going on behind the scenes with Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. And baby, the streets are saying this pairing is looking a little too polished, a little too perfectly timed, and a whole lot like a PR fairy tale dressed up as a love story. Because allegedly, this didn't start with chemistry. It started with strategy. People close to the situation are whispering that this romance might not be as organic as it looks, more like two teams pulling marketing spreadsheets than two hearts falling in love. One side needs image repair, the other needs relevance revival. And suddenly, boom, they're the hottest new it couple just in time for the cameras. So we need to talk about something that has been living rent-free in the celebrity gossip sphere. And honestly, the more we unpack it, the messier it gets. Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson are giving couple. They're holding hands, they're looking cute, they're doing the whole thing. And on the surface, yeah, it checks out. It's cute. It's giving balanced relationship energy. But here's where we need to put on our detective hats. Because when you start digging, and I mean really digging, the narrative starts to feel less like a love story and more like a business transaction. Two brands trading value at the stock market of celebrity romance. And that's the tea we're here to serve today. Now, before all the Megan stans come for us in the comments calling us haters, which, okay, we get it, hear us out. We're not hating, we're analyzing. There's a difference. And what we're seeing are strategic motives that go deeper than just two people vibing at a restaurant. Let's rewind for a second and talk about where Megan is actually at right now. Because context is everything, honey. Megan has been through it. And I mean through it. We're talking legal fights, we're talking betrayals, we're talking about a polarizing court case that literally split the internet into teams. Tory Lanez is in prison. The shooting happened. But here's the thing that people don't talk about enough. The trauma wasn't just physical. It became a reputation war. It became a credibility battle. It became this whole thing where parts of the internet still somehow found a way to blame her. Wild? Absolutely. But now Megan is in her rebirth era. New label, new image, new ventures. The whole thing is screaming elegance, refinement, I'm evolved. And that's not a bad thing. Personal growth is beautiful, but it does mean she's trying to pivot from a certain public perception. Less twerking, more tailored. Less controversy, more grace. And when you're in that kind of image rehabilitation mode, suddenly showing up with the right person at the right time doesn't feel like a coincidence. It feels like a strategy.
Right here. Guys, both of you right here, if you don't mind. Both eyes right here, guys. Megan. Right here. Let's bring one in the middle. Guys right here down the middle. Guys right here, Megan right here.
Can we get you both to look right here in the center? Thank you.
And right here. And guys, one more right here.
So who is Klay Thompson really? If you're not deep in basketball culture, let me paint the picture. This man is quiet, like eerily quiet. Coaches describe him as unreadable, internal, emotionally private, the kind of guy who lets his game do the talking and keeps his personal life locked up tighter than Fort Knox. He's consistent, he's reliable, but he's distant. And that distance? That's actually perfect optics for what Megan needs right now. Think about it. Calm athlete plus fiery superstar equals the balanced couple aesthetic. It softens her edge. It makes her look refined, emotionally grounded, not chaotic. The visual narrative writes itself. She's the hot sauce, he's the steady hand. And in the court of public opinion, that pairing feels aspirational. It feels like she's evolved into someone who can handle a real, mature relationship with a real, mature man. But here's the thing about Klay. He's not exactly thriving in the spotlight department these days.
I just felt like, moving on could just re-energize me and do something special for the rest of my career. And Dallas was so attractive because of the young players they have, the style of play, the, world-class treatment these players get from this organization, and just a beautiful city who loves their hoops. So when I was watching the playoffs and I'm watching the Mavs, make a run for the championship, I just saw myself fitting in really well with this team and the personnel, and they look like they have fun playing with each other and they play for each other, and that was very attractive for me. And that's really all I needed to see, and there's mutual interest there, and that's why I'm here.
Let's be real. Klay's been quiet for a reason. He left the Warriors. His performance numbers have shifted. He's on the Mavericks now, and while that's still elite basketball, it's not the same energy. The relevance dial? It's been turning down. Nobody's talking about Klay Thompson in the same breathless way they used to. He's not in the headlines. He's not in the conversation. But now Now he's being seen with Megan Thee Stallion, one of the biggest female rappers on the planet. And suddenly Klay is newsworthy again. He's got media oxygen. He's part of a conversation that extends way beyond basketball analytics and playoff predictions. That's not nothing. That's actually a strategic move, whether he realizes it or not. The spotlight might be hotter than he usually likes, but at least it's on him again. Now let's talk about how this whole thing rolled out, because the choreography here is chef's kiss. It's almost too perfect, which is exactly why we're suspicious. We got the Instagram cross appearances first. You know the type. He likes her post, she likes his post. Suddenly they're liking each other's content, and the algorithm is having a field day. It's the soft launch. It's the teaser. It's the I'm not telling you anything, but I'm definitely hinting at something energy. And the fans? They're already putting together mood boards and writing fan fiction before anything even goes official. But then, July 14th, 2025, boom. They're spotted at Carbone in New York City. Hand in hand, casual styling, looking like two people who just happened to bump into paparazzi while getting their pasta. Very organic, very unplanned, very calculated. Let me tell you about Carbone for a second, because this location choice is not accidental. Carbone is basically the paparazzi magnet of Manhattan. It's where celebrities go when they want to be seen while also pretending they don't want to be seen. It's the theater of we're just having a casual dinner, but the script is already written, the cameras are already positioned, and someone definitely texted someone to make sure the photographers knew what time to show up. This is PR 101, baby! You don't accidentally run into paparazzi at Carbone. You arrange a controlled environment that feels organic. You look natural. You look unplanned. You look like two people who are just vibing and totally unaware that they're about to make headlines. But the magic trick? Everything about it is orchestrated. It's a performance of authenticity. And in Hollywood, that's worth more than the truth. Here's what's wild about modern celebrity PR. The whole game is about making the fake look real. The more unplanned something looks, the more people believe it. A perfectly candid moment at Carbone that definitely wasn't candid at all. Hand-in-hand photos that feel spontaneous but took weeks of planning. It's psychological. It's brilliant. It's also completely emotionally exhausting, and we're going to talk about why in a second. But first, let's acknowledge what we're seeing. Two people performing intimacy for an audience that doesn't even know they're watching a performance. That's not judgment, that's just what it is. And it works because it doesn't feel like it's working.
Can we get you both to look right here in the center?
Guys, both of you right here, if you don't mind. Both eyes right here, guys. Megan. Right here, guys. Let's clear one in the middle.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, because Megan and Klay are not the first celebrities to run this particular play. In fact, this is like the classic crisis PR move, and it has a very specific formula. And the formula goes like this. You've had a scandal. You've had a moment. The public trust is shaky. So what do? You pair yourself with someone who reads as wholesome, someone who reads as stabilizing, someone who makes the public go, oh, okay, maybe she really is different now. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good, same playbook, same energy. Look, I'm with someone established. I'm with someone solid. I'm with someone who vouches for my character. It's not necessarily evil, it's just very, very strategic. And the thing about this strategy is that it works. Public perception does shift when you're publicly coupled with the right person.
Sure. Amazing.
So come out, highlight. Have a great night.
The halo effect is real, but here's the emotional cost that nobody talks about. When you're staging intimacy, when you're performing connection, it erodes something real inside. It's hard to know if you're actually feeling what you're supposed to be feeling, or if you're just really good at faking it. And that's a lonely thing to sit with. Real talk, the longer we look at this pairing, the less we can see it lasting. And it's not because we're toxic or cynical, it's because the fundamentals don't align. Megan is huge. She's a superstar. She's built to be center stage. She's built for the spotlight. She's the whole show. And the show doesn't work if she's in a supporting role. But Klay is quiet. Klay is private. Klay is the kind of person who would rather exist in the background. He's a system player. He runs the plays that are called for him. He doesn't demand the ball. He doesn't need the spotlight. And honestly, that's probably his preference. So what happens when a force like Megan meets an immovable object like Klay's privacy? Something's gotta give. And usually it's the relationship. There's also an aesthetic mismatch. Not that we're going to spell it out too directly, because we're classy like that, but the cultural vibes are just different. You're not mixing oil and water. You're mixing two completely different energy frequencies. And while it looks cute in photos, in real life, it's exhausting. This pairing feels temporary. It feels like a moment, not a movement. And we're saying that with love and without judgment, it's just pattern recognition. Here's what we've noticed about these kinds of high-profile celebrity relationships that are clearly strategic. They don't need to last to be effective. That's actually the whole point. You're not trying to build something that survives. You're trying to build something that generates maximum buzz in minimum time, and then you're cool with it naturally fading. Because here's the thing, pictures do the talking. Silence does the talking. Mystery is marketing. The relationship doesn't have to be real. It just has to be visible. And while it's visible, people are filling in the blanks themselves. They're building the narrative. They're creating the storyline. They're doing the creative work, and you're just sitting back collecting the benefits. It's actually genius when you think about it, because once the public builds the story, it becomes theirs. It's not something you're doing to them. It's something they're doing for you. You're not responsible for the narrative anymore. They are, and that's exactly what's happening right now. We're watching the public fill in the blanks and manufacture a love story out of carefully placed photos and strategic sightings. They're invested. They're rooting for it. They're creating fan art and writing think pieces and building this whole mythology around Megan and Klay. And the relationship, it just has to exist. It doesn't have to be anything deeper than that. The labor is being done by everyone else.
As somebody who's been a fan of Klay Thompson for years, it's so funny to see now that he's with Megan the Stallion. Other people are realizing just how dorky this man is. Like, I'm seeing all the discourse about his comments like, oh boy, it's already 8 o'clock and Megan gifted me this watch. She's such a sweet.
Bro, Megan Thee Stallion already got Klay Thompson switching the style up. That man is rocking the low cut Caesars with the deep waves. He cut all that hair off. He say, look, I gotta look the part.
Let's just lay it out. Is this real? Is this PR? Is this social capital trading? Is it simply a short-term, mutually beneficial moment that works for both of them right now? In this specific moment in time, for these specific reasons, we don't actually know. And maybe that's okay. Maybe the answer is all of the above. Maybe it's real and strategic. Maybe it's intimate and calculated. Maybe Klay and Megan genuinely like each other and understand that this pairing also helps both of their brands. Maybe those things aren't mutually exclusive. But what we do know is that this doesn't feel accidental. This feels orchestrated. This feels like two people whose teams got together and said, you know what, this could work. And then they made it work. At the end of the day, here's how we're feeling about the whole thing. This pairing is all form, no rhythm. Megan is built like a thoroughbred. She's a stallion bred to run free, to take up space, to command the track. Klay is a system player, built to run the plays that are called for him. He's reliable, he's steady, he's responsive, but you can't force a fast break into a love story. You can't make someone's autonomy fit into someone else's structure. It doesn't work, no matter how good it looks in photos. So what we're looking at is a beautiful aesthetic that's missing something essential. Two people who look right together on paper but don't quite fit together in practice. And that's not a moral judgment, that's just how it is sometimes.
Vote for Miss Harris.
I'm so happy to be here, Atlanta. We're about to make history with the first female president.
Now here's where we ask you, because we genuinely don't know. Are we right about this? Is this PR? Is this a calculated move in the game of celebrity image management? Or should we all just mind our business and let these two live their lives? Because honestly, we're a little bit messy and we kind of love it either way. If it's real, we're rooting for them. If it's strategic, we're impressed by the execution. And if it's both, well, that's just a celebrity in 2025, isn't it? So at the end of the day, whether this is love, PR strategy, or a limited time brand collab disguised as romance, the internet is eating it up just like they planned. Maybe it'll fizzle out the minute the headlines get bored, or maybe it'll stretch just long enough to serve its purpose. But either way, the stunt is stunting. Let us know if you think this is the real deal or just another glossy illusion fresh out of Hollywood's playbook. Thanks for tuning in, besties. Until the next breakup rollout or soft launch saga, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what you think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we're always watching, always analyzing, and always ready to serve you the tea that nobody else is talking about. We'll see you in the next one.